You know that feeling when you check your bank account and your stomach just drops? That moment when you realize the numbers don't add up, and you sit there staring at the screen wondering how you're going to make it through the month. I know that feeling. And I want to talk to you today about something that completely changed it for me. But before I do, I need to be honest with you about something. Most people who start learning about dividend income quit before they ever see results. Not because it doesn't work. Because nobody ever showed them the real picture, the full journey, the honest truth about what it actually feels like on both sides of this. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Let me take you back to where it all started for me. Not the glamorous part, the ugly part. There was a period in my life where I would lie awake at 3 a.m. running numbers in my head, not doing math for fun, doing math because I was terrified. I was calculating whether I had enough to cover rent, whether the car payment would clear, whether I could afford to say yes the next time a friend asked me to dinner. The answer was usually no. And I would find some excuse that felt less embarrassing than the truth. Financial stress is not just about money. I need you to understand that. It gets into your body. It gets into your relationships. It gets into the way you walk into a room, the way you answer your phone, the way you feel when a bill shows up in your mailbox. You start avoiding things. You start shrinking. You start making decisions not based on what you want, but based on what you can survive. That is not living. That is just managing disaster in slow motion. And the worst part? Nobody around me could see it. From the outside, everything looked fine. You learn to perform fine when you're not. You get really good at it, actually. But inside, every single day felt like walking a tightrope over something catastrophic. I tried everything the conventional wisdom told me to try. Work harder, get a second job, cut the coffee, stop eating out. And those things helped a little. But here's the brutal reality that nobody tells you about trading more time for more money. You run out of time before you run out of problems. You cannot hustle your way to freedom if every extra hour you earn is immediately consumed by the cost of survival. I was working more and enjoying less. And I started asking myself a genuinely scary question. Is this it? Is this just what adult life feels like forever? Then something shifted. And I want to be very specific about when it happened because it matters. I started learning about dividend income. Not stocks in general, not crypto, not some complicated financial instrument that only a hedge fund manager could understand. Dividend income. Simple, straightforward, real. Here's the concept explained as simply as I possibly can. Some companies, very stable companies that have been around for decades, share their profits with the people who own even a small piece of them. So if you own shares in those companies, they send you a portion of those profits on a regular schedule. Monthly, quarterly, like clockwork, whether you work that day or not. Whether you were sick, whether you were sleeping, whether you were at your kid's school play, the money moves. That idea broke something open in my brain. Because I had only ever been paid when I showed up and performed. The concept that money could arrive simply because I had made smart decisions with money I already had? That was completely foreign to me. Now here's where I'm going to pause and be real with you. Because this is important. When I first started, I made mistakes. I didn't know what I was doing. I picked the wrong companies. I misunderstood how reinvestment worked. I left money on the table for months because I didn't have a clear system. And that's actually why I want to mention something right now. Because I know some of you watching this are exactly where I was, trying to figure this out alone. Piecing together YouTube videos and articles and forum posts and hoping it all somehow comes together. We have a program linked in the description below this video. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it right now because I have a lot more I want to share with you. But if you're serious about this and you don't want to waste the time I wasted making avoidable mistakes, go look at it. Most people who need it most will scroll right past it. Don't be that person. Okay, back to the journey. The first time I received a dividend payment, it was small. Embarrassingly small, honestly. But I remember sitting there staring at that notification and feeling something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Hope. Not excitement exactly. Something quieter and more powerful than excitement. A sense that maybe the rules of the game weren't completely fixed against me. Because here's what that small amount represented. It wasn't the money. It was the proof. It was evidence that the system worked. And if it worked at that scale, logic said it would work at a larger scale if I kept going. So I kept going. I want to talk about the compounding effect because this is where people's eyes either light up or glaze over depending on how it's explained. Let me make it concrete. Imagine you plant one seed. That seed grows into a plant that produces more seeds. You plant those seeds. Now you have more plants producing more seeds. You keep doing this. At some point you have so many plants producing so many seeds that you literally cannot plant them all fast enough. The system starts growing faster than you can manage it. That's what reinvesting dividends does. Every payment you receive gets used to buy more shares. Those shares generate more payments. Those payments buy more shares. The math doesn't just add, it multiplies. And the longer it runs, the faster it moves. I remember the moment I crossed a threshold where my monthly dividend income covered my grocery bill. Groceries. A real expense. A thing I had to pay for every month without exception. And now it was just covered. Not by my job, not by selling something, not by asking anyone for anything. By decisions I had made months earlier. I went to the store differently after that. I'm not even joking. There was something psychologically liberating about knowing that this particular expense was handled by a system I had built. It sounds small. It wasn't small. It was the first tangible proof that my financial life could actually change in a structural way, not just incrementally month to month. Then dividends covered my phone bill, then part of a car payment. Each time another expense moved from the pressure column to the covered column, something inside me relaxed a little more. My sleep changed, my mood changed, my relationship with the people around me changed because I wasn't carrying that invisible weight every single moment of every single day. People who have never felt financial stress in a deep, sustained way don't understand what it does to your personality. It makes you reactive, defensive. You can't be fully present in conversations because part of your brain is always running those numbers. You can't be generous with your time or energy because you feel like you're already operating at a deficit. You can't make decisions from a place of clarity because fear is always sitting right next to you at the table. When that pressure starts to lift, even partially, you start becoming a different version of yourself. A version that was always there but couldn't breathe. I've spoken with people who have gone through this process. People who were convinced they couldn't do it. People who said they didn't have enough money to start. People who thought this was only for wealthy investors, or people who already had their financial lives together. And one thing I hear consistently from people on the other side of this is that the hardest part wasn't the investing. It was believing it was actually possible for someone like them. That disbelief is the real barrier, not the math, not the money, the story you've been told and the story you've been telling yourself about what's available to you. Let me be direct with you. This is not a get-rich-quick conversation. Anyone who has built sustainable dividend income will tell you the same thing. It requires consistency. It requires patience. It requires learning how to identify the right companies and avoid the ones that look good on paper but quietly destroy your money. There is a learning curve. But the learning curve is absolutely worth climbing because what's on the other side is genuinely life-changing. I'm talking about the ability to work because you choose to, not because you have to. I'm talking about saying yes to opportunities without the immediate follow-up thought of whether you can afford to. I'm talking about taking a vacation and not spending the entire time calculating what it's costing you. I'm talking about being able to handle an unexpected expense without the spiral that used to follow. These are not abstract financial concepts. These are actual lived changes in the quality of daily human existence. The people who dismiss this as too simple or too slow are usually the same people who haven't done the math on what consistent dividend investing looks like over 5 to 10 years. The numbers are not boring. The numbers are genuinely dramatic if you actually look at them clearly. And the people who have done it consistently don't regret a single dollar they put to work. Here's what I want you to sit with before you close this video. The cost of not starting is not zero. Every month you wait is a month of compounding that doesn't happen. Every year you stay in the same pattern is a year of dividend payments you didn't receive. The hesitation feels safe. It isn't. Staying exactly where you are has a very real price tag. You just don't get a notification for it. If any part of this conversation resonated with you, if you recognized yourself in that 3 a.m. feeling, if you're tired of performing fine when you're not, if you actually want to build something that keeps paying you, the program in the description below this video exists for exactly that reason. It's not for people who are already comfortable. It's not for people who have everything figured out. It's for people who are ready to stop hoping things change and actually build the mechanism that changes them. But I'll be honest with you. The people who take real action on this are rare. Most will read this description, feel something, and still do nothing. You know which one you are. The link is right there.